How's it going, guys? Draykke here again, and I am back with another Minecraft tutorial, and it has been a ridiculously long period of time since my last one. I feel like I should celebrate. Yeah! So what you are looking at here is a 1.8 ready Slimeblock elevator that is infinitely expandable, extremely compact, really resource light, and best of all, it is SMP-Friendly, meaning you can use this on multiplayer servers and it will work. Now obviously, it's not going to work all the time for everybody because it varies depending on latency, ping, and stuff like that if you have any kind of server lag, but I did test this on my own personal server that I play on, the unnamed server for YouTubers. I built this for another member of the server. It also worked for him while he was on the server with me, so if you would like proof of that, there is an annotation somewhere on the screen right about now, so you can click on that and go check it out for proof that this does indeed work on multiplayer servers. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate this thing to you guys. That way you guys can get a good idea about how it works, and you can just take a look at it now and see just how tall this design is that I made. Now, like I said, it is infinitely expandable. This is just how big I made it for demonstration purposes. So all you do is just walk into this 1x1 chamber, and then step into the far left corner. And that is it. Extremely fast, especially for being a Slimeblock elevator, and best of all, it doesn't use any bugs or glitches right now in Minecraft, as a lot of the Slimeblock elevators coming out do. So by all means, this thing should also be future-proof. And the down function for this elevator is really simple, because all you do is just jump down the shaft onto the slime block below, and if you hold down the space bar, your character will stop without taking any damage. Okay, so these are the following materials that you're going to need to build this exact elevator as I've shown here. And when I say a level, whenever I'm about to talk about here in a second, I mean a level is 4 blocks high. So this elevator works by Slimeblock moving your character up 4 blocks. So because of that, whenever I say a level, I mean actually 4 levels. So I kind of want to clarify that right now, that way there's no confusion later. So basically think of wherever a piston's at, 4 levels above that is going to be the next level. Okay, so these are the following base materials that you're going to need to build this entire elevator that you see here. So the base materials are the bottom level here that you see. So it's going to be the slime block, the sticky piston, and all the immovable blocks up until this first level. And so it's going to be everything from here down. Now you do not need to build this elevator up in the air, and when I build this on camera for you guys in the tutorial, I'm actually going to be building it inside the ground, so it'll all be underground, the base materials. So what you're going to need first to start off is the following materials. 16 building blocks of any kind, it does not matter what blocks they are, just know that it's what you'll be seeing as you ride the elevator up, so you kind of want them to be nice looking. You're also going to need 2 pieces of redstone dust, 2 redstone repeaters, 1 sticky piston, 1 slime block, 4 immovable blocks of any kind, just so long as you can place repeaters on top of them, so obsidian, furnaces, dispensers, etc. You're also going to need 1 pressure plate and 4 pieces of fence. Okay, then after you have those base materials, you're also going to need the following materials per level of your design, and as I already mentioned, that is every 4 blocks, so you guys will get an idea once we actually start building. But the following materials that you're going to need are as follows. 18 building blocks of any kind, 1 redstone repeater, 2 sticky pistons, 1 slime block, 6 immovable blocks, once again can be anything that you can put repeaters on top of, 1 pressure plate, and 4 pieces of fence. Okay, so let's get started building this thing. You want to start out by digging a trench that is 2 by 4 by 2, that is 2 wide by 4 long by 2 deep. And then starting here on the very far right side, you want to place your first immovable block, skip down 1 block in front of it, and place your sticky piston with your slime block on top. Now right next to the slime block over here on the left side, you want to place your next immovable block, and then you want to come across that movable block here, and you want to place a repeater coming off of it just like this, because on top of this immovable block you're going to have your pressure plate, so if you step on the pressure plate, the repeater will light up. So in front of that redstone repeater, you want to place a block. Underneath it, you want to place 2 pieces of redstone dust coming off it just like this, and then a redstone repeater going back into that sticky piston. And then you want to go ahead and put both of these repeaters on full tick delay. So if you step on this pressure plate, it will activate the first slime block. If you would like to as well, you can also place an immovable block right next to this slime block here on the right side. You do not have to do this though, because there is going to be a chamber here with a bunch of blocks, and so it's not going to be able to move anything, but if you want to, you can go ahead and place that there. Okay, the next thing you want to do is come behind that slime block that you placed and place your next immovable block, and I'm actually going to place mine coming off this way. That way you don't see the front of the furnace, rather you just see the cobblestone work. So you want to place one there, and then you also want to come to the right side and place one as well. Now on top of this back furnace, you want to place 2 blocks on top of it, and then to the one on the right, you want to place 3 blocks on top of it. Alright, now on top of this pressure plate here to the left, you want to place 3 fences stacked on top of each other, just like that. Okay, and now the last step for this first base part of the entire design, you can just go ahead and seal in this chamber with whatever type of block that you want to use. So I'm just going to use iron blocks like this, and then I'm just going to place a couple pieces of glass. And now you can actually go ahead and give this a shot, so if you walk in the left corner, it should bounce you up. Okay, this next portion of the design is the part that gets duplicated or replicated depending on how many levels of this elevator that you want to have. So for example, as you can see over here in this one that I demonstrated, it just keeps getting repeated over and over and over again until you reach the top of your elevator. So to start doing this process, just come to this block here in the back, and you want to place a sticky piston facing directly upwards on that block. Then on top of that sticky piston, you want to place a slime block, and then behind that slime block, you want to place a sticky piston facing inwards towards it. So it should look just like this. Okay, the next thing you're going to do is place a pressure plate on top of those fences that we positioned here, and then right next to that, right next to the sticky piston, you want to place your next immovable block. And on top of that immovable block, you're going to place a redstone repeater with 1 tick of delay. That is very important. And then in front of that redstone repeater, you want to place another solid block. Okay, now you want to surround this area around a slime block with more immovable blocks. So you should have 2 placed here, stacked on top of each other, to what will be the right side of the design. You're going to have 2 in the front, and then you're also going to have 1 in the back on top of that slime block. So it should look just like this. Okay, now you can just go ahead and start filling in the gaps. So on top of this furnace that we placed, you want to place 3 more solid blocks. So as I mentioned before, this elevator works by boosting you up 4 blocks in total. So as you can see here, if this was activated, it would boost you up to the next level. So that's exactly what we want. And then you can go ahead and do the same exact thing on the other side, but over here you can actually place 4 blocks, because if you remember from down below, we don't need to place anything there, as this is where the sticky piston will go. Now here in front, you can go ahead and place more blocks coming up, and then you can also go ahead and start filling in the sides of your elevator as well. And I'm actually going to replace this with glass real quick, that way it's a little bit nicer looking. Just like that. And now here on top of this pressure plate, the only thing you have to change here is, instead of putting the fence directly above the pressure plate, you need to skip up the next one, and then there should be 4 fences stacked on top of each other just like this. Okay, so from here on, the entire design is repeated. So to give you guys another idea, you're going to come to this back block that is 1 down, place your sticky piston, come 1 back, place another piston facing directly inward, slime block on top, you're going to place your pressure plate on the fence, place your next immovable block right next to it, redstone repeater, 1 tick delay with a block in front. Now here on the side, you're going to place 2 more immovable blocks, 2 more in the front, and then 1 in the black above that slime block. Now you can go ahead and start filling in the gaps. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you can go ahead and put your glass or whatever else you're using for the front of the chamber here as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then as I mentioned once again, you want to make sure to take this fence up 1 above the pressure plate. So it should not be here, it should be here. And then you can go ahead and stack that up to number 4, fill in any gaps that you might have. And that is it. You just keep duplicating that process over and over until you reach the top of your elevator. I want to make quick mention too real quick, because some of you guys might be wondering how I'm placing blocks on top of blocks in Minecraft that have an inventory. So if you right click on a furnace, it opens it up. To place a block on top, simply hold down the shift key and then place your block by right clicking. Okay, so from this point forward, like I said, you can just go ahead and duplicate this as many times as you'd like to make this as tall as you'd like. Now, if you would also like to put in an automatic ejection system, that is also something that you can do. It's really, really easy. So instead of putting in, all the slime blocks and the boosters and stuff here, the next thing that you would do would just put your pressure plate wherever you want to get off at with your immovable block, place your redstone repeater coming off it with 1 tick delay, place a block on top just like that, and then place a piece of redstone dust on top of that block. Now facing inward here, you can go ahead and place your 2 sticky pistons with 2 regular blocks in front, and then you can go ahead and seal in that block down below. So if this pressure plate is activated, it will activate those 2 pistons and push you out of the elevator. So now we can actually go ahead and give this thing a try. So if I walk inside this chamber, just like I did before, step in the corner, you will see it works flawlessly. Alright guys, that is it for this entire tutorial video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, please do me a solid and drop it a like down below. If you really liked it and you haven't already, press that subscribe button. Favorite and share this with your friends, drop me comments, send me personal messages. I'm also on Facebook and Google+, so you can follow me on there. Be sure to check out the other content on my channel. I have tons of other tutorials, redstone for hire, and lots of Let's Plays. But fair warning in advance, the Let's Plays have a lot of mature content, so if that's not your thing, then you might want to steer clear of them. If you have any questions or concerns with this tutorial, please voice it down in the comments below. If you have any questions or anything like that, I'll be happy to answer them. Alright, once again, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.